It's gonna be the very best day of your life. It's gonna be, yeah. Do you believe it? It's gonna be the very best day of your life.
Yeah. You was picking out your fit, plan to decorate your crib. You was about to get it lit. I know. Yeah. Oh, what? Yeah. You look at me like I'm a threat, but really I'm just a blessing. This is what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. They know I'm the truth. On some that'll change your perspective. I know what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. Walk around stressed, not realizing life is a blessing. Don't know what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. And we don't get no but your flexing. All of your antics and presents. We know what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. I can see it in your eyes, yeah, it's codependence. When you spend your time, see you're lacking vision. Where you compromise, got no independence. You see me living life and you get offended. Yeah, you get offended. But come on to the other side. I am the light so you cannot hide. Tryna fit in, got you dead inside. Tried to kill me but I cannot die, yeah. I'm alive and you cannot take it. I'm on the rise and this crown I'm taking. On the winning side and there's no mistaking. No, you cannot fake this. You look at me like I'm a threat, but really I'm just a blessing. This is what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. They know I'm the truth. On some that'll change your perspective. I know what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. Walk around stressed, not realizing life is a blessing. Don't know what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. And we don't get no but your flexing. All of your antics and presents. We know what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. Where your real friends at? Somebody tell me where your real friends at? Where your real friends at? I know you don't feel that. Yeah. But come on to the other side. I am the light so you cannot hide. Tryna fit in, got you dead inside. Tried to kill me but I cannot die, yeah. I'm alive and you cannot take it. I'm on the rise and this crown I'm taking. On the winning side and there's no mistaking. No, you cannot fake this. You look at me like I'm a threat, but really I'm just a blessing. This is what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. They know I'm the truth. On some that'll change your perspective. I know what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. Walk around stressed, not realizing life is a blessing.
This is pain, this is youth, This is all the hush hush thoughts in your room. This is for the first time out with your crew. Getting fucked up, find joy in the bruise. Eyes with the power to seduce. Hand me the aux, we could cruise. Some nights I feel like I got nothing to lose. Some nights I feel like I got nothing to lose.
Freedom, such an elusive concept for many, available to all, yet grasped by few. A freely given birthright, yet more costly in its expression than most believe they can afford. But what is the cost to live without it? Wars have been forged over it, and yet it belongs to the peaceful. Slaves have been made in their master's attempt to barter his or her way into its city gates. But the gates of freedom are not open to the despot. Many will cross oceans to find its shores, but its borders can be found within. Its name is heralded by all nations and tongues, though most never recognize its face in their lives. They welcome and wish to see its benefits, yet resist and refuse to walk out its precepts. Though many attempt to destroy or hide its reality in their futile effort for unwarranted control, the truth of freedom will outlast any of the dissipating lies that seek to blot out its existence. Freedom is not the erasure of all boundaries, but rather the embracing of those that are healthy and true. It is not the denial or blame of consequence, but rather the right and pathway into full responsibility of every outcome in your life. Freedom is not accepted by the weak. It is the way of the strong, the gateway to growth, progress, and ultimately for everyone, a life full of fulfillment.
You give me new life. You give me new life.
It's time and I'm giving you what you're asking for. Future told no time for digging up the past, bruh. Talking about all the people that didn't last. It's scarcity, it's time for using what you have. Just be grateful, the strong is always the last. Things are quick, so settle for we could pass. People's choices are hardly the ones chosen. I'm stepping out of the grave, that's your omen. Yeah, yeah, flower child, inflorescent, warrior, feel my presence, sagacity, pressure, from dead broke, home and affluent, underdog, made a past of it, on top of this shit, what's happening, born in darkness, came to life, within the masses, eternal life.
You give me new life. You give me new life. You give me new life. You give me new life. Oh, you give me new life. You give me new life. You give me new life.
They locked me out, outsider. Felt the pressure in the room when the boy beside him. Despite disguises, they can see the difference. Cubic don't shine the same in the diamond's presence. Them lies don't hold the same when the prophet's present. Impossible to tame when the locks are missing. The blocks are missing, the box is missing. Reach your hand and find a switch, but I'm wired different. You can think we work the same, but a profit different. You can think we preach the same, but the cloth is different. Sort of a maverick, I don't fit you boys' equations, I resist the average. Y'all playing Madden, I'm running real plays, I just make it happen. Got the doubt of saying who would've thunk of it. Life gave me the assist, made a dunk of it. I'm the one the papers chasing, so it's dumb rich. Truth's #1 supply, you can come get it.
You give me new life. 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 Oh, you give me new life.
Hey, let's run it back. I think I got one more.
You give me new life.
You wasting time waiting, thinking I'ma fall behind. I'm the future, baby, I ain't even seen my prime. Culture spinning on my axis, so I'm never late. You just left to try to catch the waves that I create. But this ain't surfing, no, these waters for the boat. You never catch it from just talking about it, Lord knows. Got them nodding from the bars I wrote a decade ago. That's how you know when it's the truth, 'cause they'll never get old. And I know you getting tired of the lies when they catch you in the vulnerable times, then they robbing you blind. I know they look like sheep in the eyes, but they're wolves in the mind. Take your innocence to hang you to dry. If you question anything that they try, I speak from a confident mind and there's tears in your eyes. And it make you wanna go, and it make me wanna go. On them hanging from their feet, I just do it with my speech.
You give me new life. 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 Oh, you give me new life.
This is pain, this is youth. This is all the hush hush thoughts in your room. This is for the first time out with your crew. Getting f***ed up, find joy in the bruise. Eyes with the power to seduce. Hand me the aux, we could cruise. Some nights I feel like I got nothing to lose. Some nights I feel like I got nothing to lose.
Freedom, such an elusive concept for many, available to all, yet grasped by few. A freely given birthright, yet more costly in its expression than most believe they can afford. But what is the cost to live without it? Wars have been forged over it, and yet it belongs to the peaceful. Slaves have been made in their master's attempt to barter his or her way into its city gates. But the gates of freedom are not open to the despot. Many will cross oceans to find its shores, but its borders can be found within. Its name is heralded by all nations and tongues, though most never recognize its face in their lives. They welcome and wish to see its benefits, yet resist and refuse to walk out its precepts. Though many attempt to destroy or hide its reality in their futile effort for unwarranted control, the truth of freedom will outlast any of the dissipating lies that seek to blot out its existence. Freedom is not the erasure of all boundaries, but rather the embracing of those that are healthy and true. It is not the denial or blame of consequence, but rather the right and pathway into full responsibility of every outcome in your life. Freedom is not accepted by the weak. It is the way of the strong, the gateway to growth, progress, and ultimately for everyone, a life full of fulfillment.
Today I'm gonna live my dreams and accept how God created me. I won't let confusion, frustration, insecurity stop me. So I've made up in my mind that I'll be all that I'm meant to be, yeah. And there's nothing in this world that I'd let block me. I gotta get what's mine, yeah, yeah. No hater can stop my favor. It's not determined by you anyway. And I've been waiting for this moment in my life, so I ain't worried about what he has to say. And please believe me, you don't have to bet on me, 'cause I'll bet on me any day. Any day. I gotta get what's mine. Yeah, yeah. I gotta get what's mine. I gotta get what's meant for me. I gotta get what's mine. Yeah, yeah. I gotta get what's mine. 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 Yeah, yeah. I gotta get what's mine. I gotta get it, go get it. I gotta get what's mine. Yeah, yeah. I gotta get what's mine. 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 I gotta get what's mine.
I'm giving it, I'm focused. I've got my mind right, it's ain't focus. 'Cause I never knew what I had until you came in, you worked it out. Said I'm strong and I'm moving on. I'm thankful 'cause you showed me that my deepest fear was not my failure, but that I'm powerful beyond measure. I thought who was I to be brilliant and change the world? I'm free now of my enemies to change the world.
Yeah, I believe in this season that we'll rise above all our seasons, flying high for a lifetime. So y'all move over 'cause it's high time. Believe me, we going somewhere. The ground's fit good and we ain't staying here. Forget reminiscing and grieving, 'cause we exist for this reason, to bring back hope to our daughters, make more men of our brothers. This legacy to our fathers, that security to our mothers, to spread more light to the nations, pursue all peace with all patience, presenting God-like lifestyles. Y'all thought wrong, but it's right now. Donate millions to children, secure our future from billions. Culture shifting how you're living. Don't try to keep up, man, we different. We gon' live how we want to. Kids gon' eat like they want to. Trillion dimensions through our visions. Cooking up culture in our kitchen. Celebrating forever.
This is pain, this is youth. This is all the hush-hush thoughts in your room. This is for the first time out with your crew. Getting f***ed up, find joy in the bruise. Eyes with the power to seduce. Hand me the aux, we could cruise. Some nights I feel like I got nothing to lose. Some nights I feel like I got nothing to lose.
Freedom, such an elusive concept for many, available to all, yet grasped by few. A freely given birthright, yet more costly in its expression than most believe they can afford. But what is the cost to live without it? Wars have been forged over it, and yet it belongs to the peaceful. Slaves have been made in their master's attempt to barter his or her way into its city gates. But the gates of freedom are not open to the despot. Many will cross oceans to find its shores, but its borders can be found within. Its name is heralded by all nations and tongues, though most never recognize its face in their lives. They welcome and wish to see its benefits, yet resist and refuse to walk out its precepts. Though many attempt to destroy or hide its reality in their futile effort for unwarranted control, the truth of freedom will outlast any of the dissipating lies that seek to blot out its existence. Freedom is not the erasure of all boundaries, but rather the embracing of those that are healthy and true. It is not the denial or blame of consequence, but rather the right and pathway into full responsibility of every outcome in your life. Freedom is not accepted by the weak. It is the way of the strong, the gateway to growth, progress, and ultimately for everyone, a life full of fulfillment.
They're dreaming, they're killing your dreams, depleting your steam. They're jealous of us, they're burying your potential's too much. If you would just lift up yourself, believe in you, there's really nothing else that they could ever do. They hiding the truth, they following you, cause you got the jewel. But that is enough, it's time to step up by realizing you're more than they could ever handle. I pray that you're hearing me. You're perfect as you really are. The world will see just own who you are. You are, you are beautiful. Own who you are. You are, you are powerful. Own who you are. You are special. Own who you are. You are royal.
Hourglass, all class. Maybe wanna spend some time with you. Girl, you know what you mean to me. I believe you were made for me. Girl, you better use your honor. It's time to let the world know it. Cause what's a star to the world if it hides its light from the world below it? I done seen them competing with you, non-stop. You ain't wanna see them do it, steady measuring, but never measuring up to you. They could never do it. My friends soon turn to enemies. Don't let them take what's meant to be. Just make that thing your energy. Just own who you are. Just
Own who you are. You are, you are beautiful. Own who you are. You are powerful. Own who you are. You are special. Own who you are. You are royal. Own who you are. You are beautiful. Own who you are. You are powerful. Own who you are. You are special. Own who you are. You are royal.
This is pain, this is youth. This is all the hush hush thoughts in your room. This is for the first time out with your crew. Getting f***ed up, find joy in the bruise. Eyes with the power to seduce. Hand me the aux, we could cruise. Some nights I feel like I got nothing to lose. Some nights I feel like I got nothing to lose.
such an elusive concept for many, available to all, yet grasped by few. A freely given birthright, yet more costly in its expression than most believe they can afford. But what is the cost to live without it? Wars have been forged over it, and yet it belongs to the peaceful. Slaves have been made in their master's attempt to barter his or her way into its city gates. But the gates of freedom are not open to the despot. Many will cross oceans to find its shores, but its borders can be found within. Its name is heralded by all nations and tongues, though most never recognize its face in their lives. They welcome and wish to see its benefits, yet resist and refuse to walk out its precepts. Though many attempt to destroy or hide its reality in their futile effort for unwarranted control, the truth of freedom will outlast any of the dissipating lies that seek to blot out its existence. Freedom is not the erasure of all boundaries, but rather the embracing of those that are healthy and true. It is not the denial or blame of consequence, but rather the right and pathway into full responsibility of every outcome in your life. Freedom is not accepted by the weak. It is the way of the strong, the gateway to growth, progress, and ultimately for everyone, a life full of fulfillment.
Welcome to The Way, an Iexist presentation. We're so happy you found us. In just a few seconds, you will embark on a transformative journey through powerful teaching aimed to satisfy our company's core mission, to press and empower everyone possible to lead a life that is full of fulfillment. We can't wait to hear how this impacts all of you. While you're here, engage with us. Hit that like button, subscribe. Please share this with everyone that you know. Grant others the same opportunity to become all that they are. Thank you and enjoy.
Thank you so much. Welcome to The Way. I feel in my spirit that this should be the spiritual edition. This will be the spiritual edition. So I'm going with it. All right. Hadn't even thought it out, but that's what we're going with. Welcome back. It's been a good month's journey. If you've noticed, we've actually released more lives this month than we normally have. Maybe this is our summer series. We've been talking consistently about a particular main character, just a little bit through each episode, and started talking heavily on that side at the beginning of this month, and just in spurts throughout the rest of the three, maybe a little bit more on the second. But this main character I'm speaking of is the king, historically, David, right? His father, for the sake of a particular type of context, okay, who would be recognized as King Saul. He actually inherited that house. Long story, okay? I'm going to need you to go back. If you haven't seen any of these displays, at least the last 3 or so, you're going to have to go back and get some information. This will be actually our first part 2 of any broadcast presentation we've ever done. So, surprise, number one, but also that means that you'll need to go back and listen to, for sure. If you don't even get the other 2 in that were a part of this month's presentations, then you need to go back and at least get the last one. Okay. Last week we started the broadcast that was entitled The One. And I told you from the jump, we would go all the way from teaching you how to get or to uphold or to come upon the one when it comes down to career path, when it comes down to even marriage, when it comes down to every aspect of your life. There is a such thing as the one. All right. I was telling you last time that there is no such thing as fulfillment. I can't even teach you fulfillment of a dream or anything like that if we don't have a clear understanding and belief that there is a such thing as the one. Okay. Put it this way. You have a specific dream tailored for your life that's over your life. If you come away with anything less than that or anything other than that, you would say that this isn't the dream, right? There's a lot of people that when they are younger, I've heard stories of people saying that they grew up in particular predicaments and they weren't satisfying, to say the least. All right. Some of them might have been honestly hardcore abuse. And whether that means physical abuse, maybe they were involved in drug abuse, right? Even themselves, things like that. There would be a day in which they woke up and said, this can't be my life. This isn't my life. Now, what was happening in that moment? They were comparing what they were going through, what they felt, what they were seeing in their now to something that was only at the time. You can call it your imagination, but it was in their mind. They saw something different from them, from their current circumstance. They saw a different person in their mind than even who they were being. They saw different outcomes for their life. They were comparing what they had, what they were settling for the one. Okay. This doesn't just mean relationally, by the way, again. All right. But whatever that was, the one lifestyle that they knew they were called to, right? And this is going to differ for every single person. Number one, I don't believe in poverty for anybody. Okay. But even rich, even wealthy, even prosperous, let's use that as a baseline word, looks different for each individual. I can't tell you specifically how prosperity will look for you, but you should be above the baseline of poverty in life. We're always going to teach you that. All right. You should not be scrounging for meals or to pay bills, things like that, because it's a disruption to your purpose. Number one. OK, how can you truly not only live fulfilled, but be happy in any circumstance? You know, what's the commercial? It's hard to think. It's hard to do what when you're hungry? It's hard to what? Oh, you're not yourself. See, perfect example. You're not yourself when you're hungry. Okay. So imagine the unfortunate circumstance of so many right now, right? I've experienced all types of things myself. I've experienced extreme hunger. Okay. But imagine that state of being, even if you haven't empathized for a second, how much harder it is to live in purpose, things like that, when you're hungry. All right. It's not a condition any of us should live in. So what am I saying? Going back, there is a state in which there's a one, right? There's a way that you're meant to go. There's a way that you're meant to be. There's an outcome that you're supposed to have in this life. All right. There's one way to this whole thing. All right. So that's the recap of just the idea of the one. We talked about getting to the one through honesty. I won't recap a lot that was there. Again, that's why the presentation is there. Go back and look at it. We talked about the one through honesty. I believe that's all I got to. I'll give you a couple other themes today, and we'll be on our way. All of us will be on our way to receiving, to recognizing, to holding the one in our lives. I will recap this in a little bit of a way, just for 2 seconds. We were talking about honesty even from a state of being. A lot of you pretend too much. And it's the reason why you can never come upon the one. Because think about it this way. Now, none of us are perfect. Okay. There's things about ourselves that we don't even like. Now, imagine getting into, and I'll just use a relational value for an example. Imagine getting into a relationship. Now, you already know there's things about yourself you don't like. Maybe it's a particular type of attitude you have, something like that. All right. Something. Okay. Now, imagine getting into a relationship with another person who also has those things about him or herself. All right. And you being unwilling to unmask who you are for that person. Okay. Unmask, meaning you always have a representative in front of you in order to get to the one. Okay. You're always pretending. You're always in a state of dishonesty or inauthenticity, things like that. Now, if you have things that you don't like about yourself, that person may see a couple things that I'm not going to say they don't like, but may not be the most pleasing to them, especially in the beginning, right? Relationships, you start to formulate your lives around you. It's actually two becoming one. So things can and will change over time. But the thing about it is, if I'm hiding everything about me that I don't want a person to see, then how can I know that they love me for me? That's the point we're getting to. The same way that I'm talking about this relationally is the same way it works in everything. Some of you lie too much. You shouldn't lie at all, by the way. If you look at the last broadcast, you'll know I am not a big fan of any of the type of lies. I don't care if it's white, orange, whatever the thing is, right? Because I want to know, excuse me, let me say this first. I want you to know who you're dealing with when it comes down to me. In the same way, I want to know who I'm dealing with at any moment. So when you're forcing a representative out there, no one can truly love you for you, even if it means a particular job connection, even if it means a particular induction into, like, even if you think about schooling, things like that. All right. People need to be dealing with the actual you. Also, there's another side to this that says, even if you needed help to get to the standard that's required for a particular job or anything like that, if you're lying to that person and you don't actually have the qualifications needed, and it's not within your wheelhouse, your capacity, or your range of getting within a small amount of time. I know some of you out there are going to say, well, I just operated on faith. And so I knew I could get myself to a particular point within the next 2 days before my actual schedule came in for the job or anything like that, or my orientation or anything like that. Right. I get that. OK, but what I'm saying is, if you are completely blatantly lying about something that you don't even have the capacity for, listen. This is how you'll go through cycles and cycles of cycles of not being in the right places, not being connected to the right people, things like that. All right. So I was telling you, me, myself, I'm very honest, blatant a lot of times about who it is I am, could be what it is I think about particular things. Why? Because get rid of me if what I am is something you do not or cannot love. Right. Again, we're not just talking relationally. We're talking when it comes down to career paths or anything like that. And hear me strong. I'm not saying that you have to fall in love with everybody that works for you, but I'm saying the way that I do a particular job or a particular craft that you may need. OK, vice versa, however it works out. So we started with honesty. OK. We're going to give you at least 2 more. My plan is to be short today, as to not overload you with a lot of information. I'm getting like head shakes in the room and everything. These people don't trust in me. They don't believe. All right. So let's get it super quick. Let's go on to number 2. The 1, honesty, that was 1. Number 2, the 1 by insight. Okay. Insight is a really great tool. And I don't want to start you at the deep end of insight today. So I'm not talking about some advanced spiritual looking way down into the mysteries of God and 10 years into the future and 19 years behind you. I'll give you this one key secret. Everyone who is God aligned in your life will have at least, let's settle it this way, a baseline amount of insight into who you are. Whoever is to you, at least to a certain degree, can see you. Now, obviously, thank God I said this was the spiritual edition, because now I see why. Okay. Divine insight will always be a clue into who's the one for you. I've said this before, but there is a place that we can go, any one of us, where everybody knows our name, where they're always glad you came. Okay. There is no appreciation for any individual soul or for a particular soul if I cannot see into and access who that person is. And I already want to jump to love and relationships really quickly, right? The love and marriage situation. The reason why I want to jump here is because there's no way I can be for you what I am assigned by God to be for you if I can't see you. If I don't know who you are beyond the depth of what you may present, or that can just be viewed from a surface level. There has to be some level of insight. And I'm saying, I know y'all gonna hate this, especially if you don't wax spiritual at any point in your life. But I'm saying beyond or without conversation. A lot of you don't know how real love is actually formed. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Some of you think you have to or you need to fall in love over time. But have you ever heard of the phrase love at first sight? Now we have to ask ourselves, what level of sight was actually happening? You know, you can know someone, and I'm not saying that you'll discover everything about that person in the moment, right? Let's just start with love and relationships, but I want to move this on to career and everything else, because what I'm saying is mimicked in real life in each of these areas. For every situation where you have come upon the actual one, insight is so important. If I can't see you, then I don't need to be with you. This is how you know there's a type of divine alignment that's happening. It's called love at first sight because what you're falling in love with is what you already know about the person before you even meet them. I didn't say what you already think about the person. I didn't say what you've gathered by the type of clothes or threads that they wear, or what you think they drive or what they drive or anything like that. We're talking beyond surface level. Any real distinct love that can happen for an individual. And let me go ahead and bridge this over into the idea that you can go onto a job, you can do an interview, and it just seems like the manager or the hiring manager, whoever's doing the interview, will fall in love with a particular person. And long term, this is not all that matters because other things have to be worked out too. All right. Just for all of you business minded people, don't just fall in love with somebody and then just throw them into, there has to be some other things in play that will make the relationship long term and lasting and things like that. OK, but there can be a love at first sight. Even in those moments, you can feel the favor immediately. Soon as you walked into the room, soon as you begin to have the interview process, soon as certain things happen, there seems to be a love and a favor that has entered the chat. OK. Normally, if this is true, hear me. We're not talking about anything fake here. I'm trying to get you to the one. So I ain't talking about people that are love bombing you because they need somebody so bad and they got a revolving door in their corporation and people keep leaving 2 months after being there. OK, I'm saying when actual insight that could lead to actual likability, favor, things like that. I won't even use as strong of a word as love, but actually love in particular circumstances. All right. With particular people. The real kind. It can happen at first sight. I don't even need to know you. I don't even need to know what all your quote, quote, quirks characteristics and features are. I already know you. This is why we've come upon people in our lives that it seems like I've always known this person. What is that knowing but insight? Every divine alignment in your life, you're talking about the one here, every one of them will seem like, see, and I'm helping a lot of you who don't believe in God, because I promise I'll be the proof. All you high controllers, manipulators, whatever the thing is, right? There is no way to get around this factor when it comes down to God. Number one, God is love. We talked about in the first presentation the whole David and McCall situation. All right. There had to be some sort of insight. Actually, I want to revisit just a couple seconds, because we talked about the difference between, in one season, what David did was born out of true love, right? He killed 200 men for the wife that he would soon have. The lust situation created a whole nother scenario for him. Really, it was a curse to him, almost. And he backed out of a couple things just because his father, his heavenly father, showed him mercy. Okay? A couple curses. But there's a difference between that love and lust situation. That's what I'm trying to bring through. Number one, it wasn't just the willingness to do all that fighting, but you had to know that there was some type of insight from McCall, because there was no other reason she could fall for that man in that type of love in the predicament that they were in. Excuse me, I don't know why I put a D at that. In the predicament that they were in. All right. Because it didn't make sense. How could the king's daughter marry his servant? Things like that. Okay. It didn't even make sense. If you really think about it, and this is why the taking had to happen later on, because David didn't even have his own house. I told you a queen is made for a coronation. Think about this. So it's like, okay, for us to be together now, think about it. Is it like do we share your room that you already have in the palace, or you come into my room inside dad's, and I'm not, this isn't historical fact. I'm just making you think. Okay. Whatever the actual scenario was, I'm saying it wasn't his own kingdom yet. It wasn't his own house. Okay. So he couldn't take till later. Think. And you'll have to go back to that first presentation of the month. 3 episodes ago. Okay. To get all the context that I'm talking about. All right. But she had to have some type of insight into who he was, who he would be, in order for that love to have sprouted, so much so that she would marry him at a time when he wasn't even reigning. Okay. Whole nother conversation. Every alignment in your life that is of divine nature will have insight involved. Let me give you this quick secret. Also, even your enemies that may be divinely aligned with your life, that are going to help you, because we talked about favor last time, or the time before last. That how when you're favored, even what enemies try to tactically do against you ends up working in your favor. Although we were afflicted, we only advanced. We only grew. Okay, so you need an enemy. But do you not know your enemy wouldn't be fighting you so bad if he couldn't see you? If she couldn't see you, insight. They want you so bad because they know who you are. And I feel bad for some of you, and I've probably experienced this in my own life, that reach an enemy that has to bring out, no, I don't feel bad for you actually, but there are certain enemies that has to bring out who you are to you. You don't even know who you are until you had to fight a strong man who could see you before you could see yourself. These are all assignments, people. Insight. Every divine opportunity, deal, all right, let's go business and leadership for 2 seconds. Relationship, all these things will have a measure of insight to them. Okay, I told you, we ain't talking about deep spiritual things. We're not talking about looking 50 years in the past or anything like that. Insight into who a person is, right? Lastly, I'll say this about insight. Then we'll go to break. Not that you're begging to go to break or second half now, but last thing about insight. So to a certain degree, and here's, I want to say this to y'all. You need God. You don't just need him a little bit. You need him bad. Because I'm telling you right now, the reason why so many of you are lost is because you don't have the type of sight that can only come, insight that can only come from, through, let's use the word from, God. I talked about how Saul was trying to frame David's story at a particular point. Wanted to sign a death warrant over a love story because he had no insight. Didn't know what God was a part of versus what could be used for his own political prowess. Couldn't see the difference. I was trying to help y'all see the difference between, I hate to say it, but because it's a, you know, what a lot of you would consider a bad example, but this will make you go back and watch The Taking. Taking another man's wife that was his possession, and then taking another man's wife that was just in his hand at the time, but God did not approve of it. Saul had given it, but God didn't. Okay. Go back and watch The Taking specifically. There's a difference between those scenarios. Insight will lead you to know what is what. I had a very strong this ain't that conversation in The Taking. One was love, one was lust. Lust took and returned Bathsheba home after he stole. David loved Michal enough to leave her. Wouldn't even put her in his conflict with her father. He left her alone until an appropriate time, because that's what love does. It's beyond emotions, feelings, what I want to do, what I want to take. It's, you know, in essence, many times love can sacrifice. You know, they say, like, if you love anything, let it go. Okay. This is the type of love we're talking about with David and Michal. Okay. That's not the same thing. Until anything was right that could project the outcome that he wanted or either of them wanted. But again, this is what you do for a 1, somebody who is a category 1 in your life. Okay. A situation that is a category 1 in your life. And I said this too, you don't even have to, and I'm not moving on, but I'm just saying this, right? With anything you have true insight on, you ain't got to force anything. This is why I'm telling y'all need God. You need him. Stop acting like you got him and actually come to one who can provide or anything like that, to go to a real source to actually meet him. You need him. Here's what I was going to say lastly about insight. Insight, I was saying, I know you don't need to see 50 years into the future or 40 years into the past, but I'll rebuttal my own comment for 2 seconds. Okay, here's what insight does with relationships. Also, again, career-wise, love, of the more romantic type, friendships, all these things. I've said this in the past as a coaching element, as a teaching to individuals. A lot of you date and relate. This is one of those, like, do the people who aren't subscribed actually, do I want to give all this stuff away? And I'm having partially one of those moments, but I'm not going to say you don't deserve it, because again, we all don't deserve anything good. That's how I would say it. Okay. So we'll favor you, we'll grace you real quick. Okay. A lot of you date and relate off of where you are or either your past. Okay. Again, jobs, anything. You cannot find the one or put yourself in the category of the one in any aspect of your life until you have insight of where you're going and where the other is going. Okay. You do need some foresight. You do need some insight that leads to foresight, because if you navigate from the vein of insight towards anything that you're doing, I'm being honest with you, you can know how long something is going to last. I'm telling you. A lot of you say it, and some of you misjudge by saying it, right? But any of you who have genuinely used true insight, you'll say, well, this ain't gonna last, right? Or something to that degree. Because you already know. You know when it's, let's use that lust love conversation again. You know when it's either by true insight. You can already see where it's going. Okay. So you don't need to position yourself, even when it comes down to what you're doing currently. All right. If I would have the same conversation with you when it comes down to your individual purpose. Okay, why are you doing something? How you know you're in survival mode and you're not in the land of thriving yet is because you're doing things that will not even last with you. You know you don't love it enough to do it forever. The people that you admire that we've seen go from meager means all the way to destiny dream states have all started early what they did out of love and could do for a long time, for an eternity. Their giftings, their unique calling, their graces, things like that automatically took them out of the pocket of survival. Hear me really strongly. Again, a lot of you are doing what doesn't last because you need a quick penny right now. You need something to happen right now. You're doing something that's not predicated upon insight concerning who you are, what you should do, any purpose-driven assignment, knowledge. You're just doing stuff. How do you expect it to last? You don't have any insight. It ain't gonna last. Some of you have married this way. You had no insight. So you couldn't see far enough into your own future, into their future, to know whether or not this would last. Help me, somebody. Okay. Insight does all of this for you. When we come back, second half, right? I'm going short this time compared to some other, and don't get used to short. Okay. Like, I'm not trying to, it's just what I'm feeling today. Okay. When we come back, I'll give you one more clue into recognizing, coming upon the one more key also that'll help you get there. I want all of you to have fulfillment in life. I want all of us to have fulfillment in marriage. I want all of us to have fulfillment when it comes down to purpose. And we do this for you to win. All of our efforts they're out of love. If you're on here and you can hear and receive, you're favored. You're already loved. Trust me. I'm doing this for your favor, for your progression. That's it. Don't hate the messenger. That's all I am. I'm not the author and the finisher. I said earlier, and Saul, he could frame all he wanted to, but he wasn't the author of David's life. It was already written. Ain't nothing you can do. Okay. I'm not the author and the finisher. I'm a messenger. I'm the messenger. That's it. And let me say this. I don't know everything, how everything unfolds in your life and all these things like that necessarily. I'm not saying that I can't inquire about particular things, and I'm saying from the Lord. Okay. But what I'm saying is, nothing that is of faith is forced. Be okay with the story that's written for you. Okay. In order to even deem yourself worthy of speaking that particular story, you need insight. Insight to the future, insight to who you are, insight to who you're dealing with in any moment. You always know. So how you know the one, you'll definitely have insight. Any divine alignment will have insight involved into it. You know the person without even love. Think about it. Love at first sight. It's insight. All right. Let's go.
Hey, if you're enjoying the masterclass thus far, I have a couple things that I'm willing to bet that you'll enjoy either just as much or even more. The first of those things is Wisdom for Days. It's my new book, and it is a compilation of 306 quotes that I've put together over years of experiences that are personal to me, that I know will help you out in your everyday life. Listen, it's just a great book. I highly recommend it to you. I want you to get it. You can get it at becomingallthatweare.com. Also, while you're there, pick up my book, A New Home. Go to the website. You can see all the details about it. It's a book that I've geared towards leaders that really will help you if you're feeling like you don't fit in life, as if you stand out in some type of way that you may not want to, but you just can't help it. This is all about how to get rid of your need to fit in and really stand out and be the person that you were created to be. The third thing that I want to tell you about is my podcast, Living the Dream. It is an Iexist podcast that I developed a few years ago that has tons and loads of great information, wisdom, insight. I gear it towards the people who need the reality of living the dream. I know that talking about the dream is one thing, but to live it is an entirely different thing. And if you want insight in what it's like to actually live a dream, that is the podcast for you. Go pick these things up. Go listen to these things. They'll continue to help you on your journey to progression, to freedom.
Freedom, such an elusive concept for many, available to all, yet grasped by few. A freely given birthright, yet more costly in its expression than most believe they can afford. But what is the cost to live without it? Wars have been forged over it, and yet it belongs to the peaceful. Slaves have been made in their master's attempt to barter his or her way into its city gates. But the gates of freedom are not open to the despot. Freedom is not accepted by the weak. It is the way of the strong, the gateway to growth, progress, and ultimately for everyone, a life full of fulfillment.
Welcome to an Iexist Masterclass.
Sinatra's song My Way, I Did It My Way should be his theme song forever because he did it his way. He didn't wait for anybody to tell him how to do it. He did it his way.
Why you worry about me? Why you worry about me? Worry about me is whatever I should. Yeah.
You say there's really no way to win. You say the pressure's too much giving. You should just hold your breath, cause I say I'll do this my way. Can't understand why you're worried about me. Made up my mind that I would be free. So just keep that to yourself, cause I say I'll do this my way.
Hold they like, B, why you all in this rap-ish? I'm starting to feel like you capping. I'm starting to feel like you acting. I'm starting to feel I'm being catfished. Do touchy subjects and ad-libs. Are you a preacher, man? Or a lyricist? Cause I don't really know if this hat fits. I'm like, wow, that's how you feel. I guess I just keep it all to myself. Won't no opinions. I don't need your help. But since you asked, let me share this wealth. Thing is, I'm both full of wisdom, full of wealth, full of God, still a earth shell. Ain't into sorcery, but I break spells. Learn to bring heaven, cause I've been through hell. And to trust funds, but I don't trust well. I'm a businessman and I'm God's man. Got a nurse brand and I dress well. I'm a lamb dressed in wolf's clothes. I'm a lion dressed in a man's robe. Dealt a bad hand, but I don't ever fold. I'm a high priest with no church clothes. Look, no cap. So you really mad cause I don't do what you do? Think I'm a fool cause I don't choose what you choose. Still living well while I break all the rules. Looks like you might have this whole thing confused. Y'all hypocrites are like 9 people, but when it come to hats, I can't wear a few. Stop playing.
You say there's really no way to win. You say the pressure's too much giving. You should just hold your breath, cause I say I'll do this my way. Can't understand why you're worried about me. Made up my mind that I would be free. So just keep that to yourself, cause I say I'll do this my way.
Hey, if you're enjoying the masterclass thus far, I have a couple things that I'm willing to bet that you'll enjoy either just as much or even more. The first of those things is Wisdom for Days. It's my new book, and it is a compilation of 306 quotes that I've put together over years of experiences that are personal to me, that I know will help you out in your everyday life. Listen, it's just a great book. I highly recommend it to you. I want you to get it. You can get it at becomingallthatweare.com. Also, while you're there, pick up my book, A New Home. Go to the website. You can see all the details about it. It's a book that I've geared towards leaders that really will help you if you're feeling like you don't fit in life, as if you stand out in some type of way that you may not want to, but you just can't help it. This is all about how to get rid of your need to fit in and really stand out and be the person that you were created to be. The third thing that I want to tell you about is my podcast, Living the Dream. It is an Iexist podcast that I developed a few years ago that has tons and loads of great information, wisdom, insight. I gear it towards the people who need the reality of living the dream. I know that talking about the dream is one thing, but to live it is an entirely different thing. And if you want insight in what it's like to actually live a dream, that is the podcast for you. Go pick these things up. Go listen to these things. They'll continue to help you on your journey to progression, to freedom.
Freedom, such an elusive concept for many, available to all, yet grasped by few. A freely given birthright, yet more costly in its expression than most believe they can afford. But what is the cost to live without it? Wars have been forged over it, and yet it belongs to the peaceful. Slaves have been made in their master's attempt to barter his or her way into its city gates. But the gates of freedom are not open to the despot. Freedom is not accepted by the weak. It is the way of the strong, the gateway to growth, progress, and ultimately for everyone, a life full of fulfillment.
Welcome to an Iexist Masterclass.
Hopping round, you was glad cause it's your birthday. Till your mom called and said your birthday was her worst day. Even with the drama, you can still make it the best day. Cause it's the best day, yeah. Baby, it's your birthday and it's the best day. It went the worst way, but let it fade away. Let it fade away, cause it's the best day, yeah. It's your birthday.
It's gonna be the very best day of your life. It's gonna be, yeah. Do you believe it? It's gonna be the very best day of your life.
Yeah. You was picking out your fit, plan to decorate your crib. You was about to get it lit, I know, yeah. You was changing out the codes, leading autumn. You was writing down your goals, I know, hey. You plan to turn it up tonight, well, alright. Then wake up to a better life. We still got time to make this right. Yes, I know, yes, I know, yes, I know, yes, I know.
It's gonna be, today it's gonna be, it's gonna be, oh.
You was jetting round, you was glad cause it's your birthday. Till the pilot called and said your bag won't be at baggage claim. Even with the drama, you can still make it the best day. Cause it's the best day, yeah. Baby, it's your birthday and it's the best day. It went the worst way, but let it fade away. Let it fade away, cause it's the best day, yeah. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, You've been dreaming about the day when you was 26 years old. You was bold, hard to go, you was always touching road. Always paying for the folks, never broke. Day before, heart was so fly. 25 still working at the store. Get it, girl, cause she was born with it.
Thank you so much. Welcome back to The Way. Again, this is the spiritual edition. I left off like so heavy on the subject of spirituality. I really like, I'm a coach. I ain't a pastor or none of these, you know, quote, whatever, you know, minister, whatever you want to, not as you would, not like you would traditionally, or not like you imagine or something like that. I know I do display God a whole lot. It's just because I love him. Okay. He takes care of me. And strong desire or yearning there is to for not to do any of whatever I just said, but more so like, even as a coach, I'm always going to pitch you. Y'all need God. I'm telling you. The way this life gets, how rough it can get, things like that, you know, you wonder what's keeping you sane a lot of times, depending on what you go through, what it takes for you to get where you need to go, and maybe what's been allowed in your life where you started all these things, trust me, God, the only one that can hold you up. Trust me, through all of those things. I never make a show of personal strength or something like that, because if I'm strong, it's because another is strong in me. Okay. I will display that to you so that you know that there is one God who is above all, who loves, means well, cares for you. That could only be the extension of any type of love that I could have for any of you or myself, anything like that, right? It will have to be through the one that is named, called love. All right? God. All right? So, ain't nobody could pitch me away from what I know on that end of things. We don't claim any type of religious behavior primarily, but from a spiritual standpoint, I love them, and that's good for you. Trust me. It makes me. It leads me to give you what you actually need, not just what you want, not to hear a bunch of hocus pocus, a bunch of mess about how, oh, I'm going to wave a magic wand over you, you're going to find the one, and all these things. Listen, it takes something to get to pure honesty in your life. And I'm saying this even as a coach. I work with people. Listen, none of this stuff is easy. It's hard. And I never let me display it to you like it's just going to be easy. If you've been lying your whole life, and I'm telling you, like, you got to stop lying in the sense of presenting a false self, primary context to other people. Just don't lie. But I'm saying your existence can be a lie by living out who you're not, who you're uncomfortable to show, things like that. You cannot come upon the one that way. But I ain't saying that. The reason why we're doing coaching too, because I know it ain't easy. I ain't saying just like, the transformation of the mind can take time. You've been lying 26 years. Take a little reprogramming. Okay. Most people will try to give you a destined fate off of, I'm saying scientifically, there are people who will tell you right now, in a bunch of fields, that wherever you got your training and all these things from the age 1 to 7, I believe it's when the brain is most malleable, however that works, they're telling you, I know exactly where you're going to end up. Predicated upon that, it takes God. To change that for you. Okay? We don't even. Let me talk 2 more seconds on the side of insight, and then we'll go forward. Okay? I said I was done with insight, but this has got me on a whole nother kick. Listen, why do you need insight? Why do I need insight when it comes down to the one? By the way, join the nation, the Iexist Nation. If we ever rename it, just know that what I'm talking about is our monthly coaching subscription, okay, where you can get coaching opportunities with myself or someone of caliber, of capacity to be able to lead you into a life that is full of fulfillment, okay? All these subject matters that I'm bringing up, we want to walk hand in hand with you in order to get there. You do need some form of accountability. It's wonderful, lovely. I would be described as a lone wolf to some people, but listen, you need community, especially to a certain extent. Even all of you lone wolves, leaders, people who are destined to lead the masses, okay? You still need a particular type of cover, right? Somebody that can cover for you in particular ways, see ahead, things like that. I told you that a big part of our clientele, I know, and because I'm looking at certain people in my mind already who are already clients. Listen, I'm a leader's leader. just is what it is. Okay. So a lot of you will come to me from that vein. Completely fine. Wherever you're coming from, we want to hold your hand through the process of real change. Just know, while I'm on the spiritual kick, God can redeem anybody. Okay. The wonderful thing about working within and with power, the power of God himself, he can do anything. He can redeem anybody. He can change anybody's story at any point in time. He can redeem any story. I said before we got to the break, like there was nothing, whoever tried to, whatever they tried to do, even to my brother David, okay? He was the one, okay? We'll keep talking about him until I'm done with this whole series on David, or where he's involved, okay? But listen, God was involved in his story. So no one could rewrite it, change it, try to make it seem whatever. You get what I'm saying? I'm saying to you, you need God involvement in your life. One more time, okay? And we can help get you there too. I do coach on that side, by the way. If you ever want to get into the depths of spirituality, things like that, actually, some people have come to me only for that sake. Realistically, okay? And we'll get your spiritual life primed and you in position for mastery on that side of things too, okay? So just to tap into insight a little bit more, why it's important to ensure that what you are encountering or what you're involving yourself in is of divine nature. I told you before, it could even be enemies. Trust me, enemies help you throughout your journey. You need somebody that's going to poke at you and do, the haters and all these things. They become a form of tests and trials, right? That will definitely make you strong. Okay. But divine insight into who I should even battle. David was such a great, one thing I want to point out about him too, like the whole McCall situation, the whole Bathsheba, right? The two differing relations, the two different taking. If you look at patternistically, okay, looking at David's life, he always asked God about everything. The latter example that I gave in the taking is one thing that you don't see him asking about. Here's why I'm saying that, because even his enemies, the battles he would fight, he would often ask about. He would ask about every single time, which means he needed insight to know which enemies to fight. Because your enemies can be of divine sending or assignment. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Type in the chat or, blasphemy. Type in the hall. I can hear you, Bryan. I can hear you, Coach Bryan. Okay. Can you hear me? Enemies can be on divine assignment. You can be assigned to a particular enemy to take because it's for your elevation. Okay. All right. You don't want to ever be in a position. Here's another reason you need insight, because a lot of you, and let's talk specifically relationships of the romantic type, even sometimes friendships, you keep trying to make things work. And we can go all the way to business, how your relationship with particular jobs and things like that. I remember myself saying this some time ago, even when it comes down to mentorships and things like that. Y'all are like, man, I wish my mentor would grow up or something like that. Here's the issue. You're trying to change people. You get with a guy, and this is maybe a tiny bit touching on the whole honesty thing too, right? You're not being honest. You don't have any insight with yourself or the other person, right? And I'm talking to you ladies particularly. And it's like you want to change the dude in order to make him what's fitting of maybe not even your dream or your actual dream, because it may not be predicated upon who you actually are and what you could actually accomplish in life. Sometimes it's just made from comparison. So you're looking at the couple down the street and you want to be more like them and you want to have particular outcomes or something like that. And so, again, this is not destiny orientation. This is not you formulating a dream that's built around purpose, fulfillment, and destiny that's specifically yours. This is you comparing yourself to others. Now, number one, you're trying to change yourself to be something that you're not. But then you're trying to bring a guy along, right? And this can be vice versa. I can say this. There's men who would do the same thing. All right. But you got the build a man, build a bear mentality. OK, I'm going to just make this person. And remember, I was telling you, faith is not forcing. Where insight is involved, I already know you're an adequate fit for me, predicated upon who I am, where I'm going, who you are, where you're going. Now, I have to teach a top layer to this. This does not mean y'all will never argue. You will never have moments to where you got to work things out, compromise, communicate through. This has nothing to do with that. We're talking about baseline understanding and reception of whoever is the one in your life. OK, marriage, business, whatever, the one job you should be doing, that you should be taking. If you're trying to change yourself to fit yourself around something that's making money for a whole lot of people, but you shouldn't do it because you don't have the gifting or the capacity for it, you're trying to change. This is why our mission statement, vision statement is becoming all that we are. Okay, some of you are completely ignoring your design. You're completely ignoring others' design. Are you designed to come together on a particular pursuit, on a particular partnership of any type, business, all things? The one will have their design or a design that's suitable for yours. You won't have to change them for you to fit. So why do I need insight? Because I need to know, I need to be able to see if they can fit. Okay. Now let's talk about insight real quick at different levels, and then I'll move on. I promise. I'm not saying that all of you will have super divine insight and all, especially, I already told you need God, but especially those of you who have not, built a spiritual life at all. It's going to be very hard for you to know. It's going to take maybe some sitting down. You know, there's methods and systems to insight too, in the sense of, obviously the whole word date is wrapped around the idea that I need to sit down and I need to measure, right? I need to try to figure out, I need to inquire, I hate using this word here, but maybe if it comes down to doing actual jobs, or someone you need to hire for a business that you own or something like that, a vetting, right? Process has to do with me gaining some sort of insight to know whether or not we fit as a pair for a particular thing. Okay, so there's systems that you can use for insight. And that's why I told you from the beginning, I don't want to make this some super, like you got to be, get into this hyper meditational process every day until you prime your spiritual eye, you know what I mean? Or your mind's whatever. And so saying all this to say, again, you won't have to change the one. I know some of you don't believe that, but that's because you've been in the change game your whole life. And you've ruined more than you have, even if you don't realize it. I promise you, I can see you from here. You have ruined more than you've actually helped. and you'll stay in that delusion as long as, you would like to. You're not helping. You're not, that aspect needs to change. The one you won't have to change. Okay. Specifically in the way of you're trying to make them a whole different character than they are, bring them into a whole different capacity than they were even designed for. Some of you are like, I really want an entrepreneurial guy. And so the man never thought about business before he met you, never been a dream, never even had a capacity for it. That's insight or anything like that. And you're going to force them to be, because you got to be like Joe and Jill down the street. That's force. That ain't faith. So let's go straight here from that aspect. The one through conviction. Conviction. And this will be the last key for you all today. This is where that whole force and faith match up. Let's go all the way back to the taking, right? What some of you may, trigger warning, I guess I'll say it that way. I said this in there, in the taking. I was defining what the taking is not, and you really got to go back and listen to that to get this context. But I was saying that take ain't rape. Okay. It ain't taking, it's not the forcing, it's not the weird stuff. Okay. And I was saying, you don't force, you faith. How I know someone is fully operational in their faith is a full conviction from the top of your head, crown of your head, top of your head, to the soles of your feet. Through and through, I'm fully convinced. Nobody can tell me differently than what I know this to be. Because from the inward man out, I have a full knowing, my disposition. I'm fully convinced. I'm fully convicted. I have a strong conviction about what this is. The reason why no one could take us off the path of Iexist or particular things or my teaching or something like that. And it's come through veins of a lot of experiences and things over the years. But what I'm saying is no one could take it away. Full conviction, complete conviction. And I want to say this up front. I heard this, that God puts the promise, the one, on the other side of pain to keep intruders out. So here's where I'll need to teach you. I was going to say a little magic trick, but that's not true at all. It just came to mind. I need to teach you the difference between two things that can happen to you in life. There's opposition, then there's resistance. Okay. You have to know the difference between opposition and resistance. The reason why I quoted that statement to you a second ago is because I already told you, nobody gives you the dream. It does not come without, keyword, resistance. It ain't just going to happen. In the taking, we talked about how sometimes you might come upon the one, let's say, piece of land you need to own or something like that. Somebody already is on that land for whatever the reason, or they've had it for a long time. It's been passed down in somebody's family, but you know you need to build a business on it or something like that. Now, you know this. You're convicted of it, right? Full conviction. Top of your head, sole of your feet, your whole, all of your, everything is aligned, right? Spirit, soul, body. You know for sure God is giving me this land. full conviction. Problem is somebody's already on it, or somebody already owns it. That person may give you hell to acquire it. You might have to go through something. You might have to go through fight after fight. Let's say in the form of negotiation or something like that. Hey man, we're not letting this go. Our family's had it for X amount of years. And then, here's your lucky day. The person who initially acquired the land was a business owner or had business mentality, things like that. And then it falls down to Joe Schmo 30 years, 50 years later, and they don't know the first thing about business or anything like that. They just have it in their hands. And so negotiation doesn't even seem reasonable to them for you to acquire it, because they just have an emotional tie to it. Well, it's my grandmother's grandmother's. Lucky you. Good luck prying it out of their emotional hands. Okay? Even if you are supposed to have it, right? The idea I'm giving you is that's called resistance. No one just gives you the dream. The dream you have to take. I'm telling you this. And how do you know this? Because 99% of people ain't living a dream. There's a description, or there's a phrase, there's a title given to the top percentage of earners and things like that. They call them the 1%, or they call you the 1%. Once you've made it to a particular tax bracket or a particular income level, particular ownership level, things like that. Okay. There's also different categories. If you think about Fortune 500, Fortune 100, whatever the thing is, right? There's a such thing as they call it the 1% in terms of earners. And let's localize this to here in America for the sake of this particular conversation or this point. Here's the point that I'm getting to. If it's 1%, that means 99% ain't there. Okay. The 99% ain't just going to give you 1% results. That's something that the 1% I'm telling you for a fact had to take. Life gave them the opportunity, right? But I promise you, especially if they started from meager means, humble beginnings, things like that, they had to take in order. And I'm not talking about steal when I say that. Go back and watch The Taking if you don't have any context for what I'm saying right now. I'm saying they had to take the opportunity that was given to them. They had to take advantage of the skills and the knowledge that was available to them. They had to take advantage of every bit of time that they had to hone those skills, to become masters at their craft, things like that. Things that other people take for granted, they took advantage of, right? Because you got to take when it comes down to the actual dream. Now, you think the 99% is just going to give you the 1% chance. No, that you have to be convicted of. There has to be full conviction. So when it comes down to the one in your life, I promise you, you better have some conviction. Opposition is and I'm saying that, thank God this is the spiritual edition again. If you're being opposed, that means God is withholding a particular thing from you. Heaven's opposition is not man's resistance. A man will resist you on a particular thing, but that's just the pain before the promise. But it does not mean you stop. You fight it through, you take, you faith, fight it through because what you don't know is, even as you're fighting through it, it's going to help you to actually keep the thing. Okay. Opposition is for protection. If God is opposing something completely, you're being protected. Opposition is for protection. Resistance is going to produce everything I need in me to hold it once I have it. Okay? So the opposition is for your protection. And I'll say low key. How do you know so much, Bryan? I've lived it. I've been opposed before. I know when man is resisting humans, that's what man is short for when I'm using it. I know when humans are resisting me and when God is opposing, because I've experienced both. I'm telling you right now, the old adage is your arms are too short to box with God. Okay, if God is opposing you, is nothing you can do. I'm telling you. One more time, I've been opposed before. I've tried to make it happen in a land I wasn't supposed to be in. I've tried to make it in particular situations I wasn't supposed to be in. If God is opposing it, I don't care how good it look, how good you think it's gonna feel to be in this particular place or situation or whatever the thing is, how good somebody pitched it to you, how much people are on your side, man, you should go do that. Hey, this is this. If God is opposing you, ain't no way around God. I'm telling you right now. Also, just know that even when it's the one, in every category of your life, we're defining this as the actual dream, the actual fulfillment that's supposed to come to you. There will be resistance. Okay, there will be resistance. I learned it this way a long time ago. It came to me swiftly after a particular thing I was being resisted on. I learned this phrase: just because it's hard doesn't mean that it's not God. Okay. Resistance is proving you. It's making you the person capable of holding what it is that you, and by the time you've walked through, let's call it an earning process, even though I already told you it's going to sound a little bit against what I've said before when I said you can't earn the dream. But both are true. When you go through this process, right, of the let's look at David and McCall one more time. When he went through the trial that was supposed to be a death sentence to get him to the other side, right, in which he gained his bride, the one. For him, he was made stronger through the resistance that was put in front of that particular thing. It wasn't just going to be given. And y'all have to understand that's how this goes. All right. So in times past, when I've been resisted, you got to fight. It just is what it is. All right. A friend of mine said this. OK, if it's worth having, it's worth fighting for. Really, the phrase was, if it's worth having, it's worth taking. But you need to watch the taking to get that. OK, he's sitting in the wrong with me. All right. If it's worth having, it's worth taking. Opposition, resistance. You have to be fully convinced, fully convicted, or be walking in full conviction about the one through conviction. You got to know that you know that you know that you know that you know. That's an old adage too. Okay. You got to know. And you need to know through insight. We ain't talking about delusion. We ain't talking about I got to change them and all these things, because I know that I can just change him or change her, or we can be this, that we were never given the capacity by God. This is why you need spirituality, people. You need the alignment that happens by spirituality, because you will go out here and force something and you start manufacturing blessings and manufacturing miracles, and your whole life is a shade of truth, because all you're doing is working the miracle of manufacturing, of management, in front of people constantly. That's all you're doing. You're making it up. Counseling every situation. Everything is strategy. Everything is premeditated. to make a particular situation or yourself or whatever look good. That's how this goes. Okay. That's not the life you want. You want an organic, authentic life that only speaks that only God could do this. Even in your fighting for the actual dream, okay? Heaven's opposition is not humans' resistance. Everything that you are called for will have some type of resistance involved in it. So you need full conviction. Okay. That's what it means to have faith, or that's what I'm saying when it means to, you have to faith your way to the one. Okay. You need to be able to discern distinction between those two though. Okay. All right. I don't have any more for you today. Okay, we gave you 2 more things and some extra stuff. And I hope this at least helps the start of you knowing, being able to recognize the one. But here's my admonishment to you in the end. Just don't settle, people. Don't settle for anything less. If I'm the first person that you've ever heard preach, present, teach the idea that there's a such thing as the one, that you can live your dream life, you can live fulfilled, you can live happy, full of gratitude. These are choices, by the way, right? You have to enter into them. You have to fight for them. You have to quote faith for them. Things like that. It's going to come with not opposition. It's going to come with resistance, because people don't want you to be that way if they're not that way. People drag you to whatever state that they're in. So they've been faking their whole life. They're going to cause you to try, or want to try to make you fake your whole life. By the way, I'm sitting here thinking of all these examples. Like, again, we don't teach what we don't know. We talked about people trying to change you. I've been fired from a particular situation before because I went in telling the people the truth. And I already told you, I'm a very honest man, because I want you to leave me alone if I'm not the one for you. Very honest. All of my dating and relationship situations, I'm saying even when I was just dating back then, sitting in front of the young lady before long. Some of you are like, oh, don't have certain conversations too early. No, I need to know, right? Because if I'm a strong starter, you got to know how to be with a strong starter. You get what I mean? Like, it ain't no fluff in it or something like that. So it could go down in 2 minutes or something like that. I'm exaggerating. A little bit more of a gentleman than that. But I'm saying eventually I'm a straight 2 type of person. Hey, I'm going to be hard to be with because of this, whatever the thing. And whatever the response is, we know how to move forward, because the type of honesty or the vulnerability that can match you with a person, listen, you got to be on full display in the type of way that allows for someone to even know, right? Whether you're the one. I'm saying even in friendship or something like that, all right? Have wisdom, but you get what I'm saying. And wisdom don't mean lie or cover something up until 10 years later. Oh, I meant to tell you this. That's inauthenticity. I'm an authenticity promoter all over everything. Be yourself, so we know who we dealing with. Okay. But fire me, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, 2 years later, something like that. And someone came behind me that knew me within that situation, and it's like, wow, what y'all did was really foul, because the way it happened was pretty foul. It was actually foul. And they talked to the person on my behalf, not because I told them to. They just, wanted to try to figure out, like, why in the world would you even do that? The person said, well, they just weren't this, or excuse me, he just wasn't this and this and this and this. And the person, again, knew me, know how I am, things like that. They go to the person, to the guy, or excuse me, in conversation with the guy. They're like, listen, he told you that from the jump. He told you exactly what it was. And the person turns around and says, well, we thought we could change him. Not the one. Not the one. Simple. Not the one. Okay? I'm saying all of this at the end of the broadcast because I don't want you to settle. And you pretending, start with the honesty recap, ain't gonna help you find the one. You having no insight, no realistic view. I know it sounds very spiritual when I'm saying insight, but I'm saying true insight brings you to the reality of a situation, the real thing. You need to know who you actually are. It's not loony. It's not, I think I'm this particular thing, and I think, and you, all of you on the singing career and should not have been ever. And you ignore people over and over again because that ain't resistance. That's opposition. You can't make it anywhere when it comes down to singing because you're being opposed. But I just think opposition, again, is for your protection. Resistance may mean that people try to lock you out because there's some people who are not as good as you, right? Who want to gatekeep and things like that because they don't want to see you win over them. That can be resistance at any particular moment. You might get rejected in a few ways because of that. But ultimately, there's going to be signs along the way that, no, you should keep doing this. They're going to be angels that are visiting you throughout your life. I don't even care if it's through your Instagram. The day you were about to give up, you're going to open up the app, and it's going to say, today, don't give up. Keep singing. All right? Something to that degree. Whatever the thing is, opposition is protection. Resistance, I meant to say this earlier, is perfection. It's perfecting you. It's maturing you. So that when you come upon the thing, you can actually have it, hold it, things like that. And you're going to go through something in order to be able to have it and hold it. Okay. You're not earning it, but you are being made into the type of person that can hold it. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. You need some perfecting in order for that to happen. So you need resistance. All I'm saying to y'all, lastly, don't settle. Please. Let's be a generation that makes it to the one. I talked about a golden age coming in. Let's let this be a golden age of your life. You stop resisting the ideas that there's a such thing as the one. You stop resisting the ideas that there is such thing as fulfillment, that you can be happy and whole with an individual, within a particular company, there's a dream life for you. People are living it around you. It may be in the 1% category, but that's all that you need to see. That's all that needs to be an example for you to actually do it, to implement the same principles in your life. And I'm teaching you a few of those principles right now. But anything that I'm teaching you on the outside of that, if I'm ever using myself as an example, is just for your benefit. I'm an open book, people. I tell you the ups and downs, the goods, the bads, the uglies, all this other stuff. I don't have anything to hide. For what? Who are you that I should hide from you? You don't have my next in your hand. Trust me, there's nothing you can do about who I'm going to be. I promise. Whoever you are, I could swear it to you. Okay? What's that? Conviction. As you know, it's our hope, it's our desire, it's our will, it's our effort to ensure, especially all of you who come into the Iexist Nation, things like that, that you would prosper, that you would lead a life that's full of fulfillment, that you would prosper. And until next time.
We hope you enjoyed our experience. If you would like to gain access to more in-depth teachings such as this one, a host of other products and services, or the opportunity to partner with others who are becoming all that they are, join our exclusive membership community. Join the nation, the Iexist Nation. All the info you need can be found in the description of this video. Until next time.
Life just keeps getting better and better. You just wait and see. You don't have to see it now in order to believe. Life just keeps getting better and better. You just wait and see. You don't have to see it now in order to believe. Better, 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 better. Ooh, better, 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 better. Life just keeps getting better and better. You just wait and see. You don't have to see it now in order to believe. Life just keeps getting better and better. You just wait and see. You don't have to see it now in order to believe. Better, 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 better. Oh, better, 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 better. Life just keeps getting better and better. You just wait and see. You don't have to see it now in order to believe. Life just keeps getting better and better. You just wait and see. You don't have to see it now in order to believe. Better, 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 better. Oh, better, 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 better. Oh yeah, better, ooh, better, better. Yes it is. Better, it's alright. Better. Oh, better. It goes up from better. Believe it. Better. Already. Better. Already. Better. Already. Better. 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 Oh.
Switch. One time, cause I got get up on my mind. One time, cause I got get up on my mind. One time, cause I got get up on my mind. I got get up on my mind. I got get up on my mind.
Oh yeah.